All right, welcome. ZASLOW Show 2.0. It is a Tuesday, the 7th of March. Good to have you aboard. We are a Blue Wire podcast. However you're listening to us, I love you a long time. I appreciate all your support. You can tweet at me, at ZASLOW Show. You can get to me on Instagram, where I'm an influencer as well, at ZASLOWJ. Love having you guys with us here to start your Tuesday, or, whenever you're listening. Maybe it's the afternoon, maybe it's the evening. I don't know. I don't know what you got going on in your life. But however you're listening, make sure you like, you rate, you comment, you do all that good stuff. We got a fun show planned today. We're going to talk to NFL super agent David Cantor. We're going to take a little behind-the-scenes look at what's going on. Today's a big news day as far as franchise tags. Lamar Jackson, obviously, is the center of attention. So we're going to get David Cantor on. He is always can't miss. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of strong opinions. Now, of course, everything ZASLOW Show 2.0 is always presented by our title sponsor. None of this is possible without Anidjar and Levine. Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys, 800-747-FREE. That's 800-747-3733. If you've been involved in an accident, first you call 911, then you get an attorney on the phone right away. You call Anidjar and Levine accident attorneys. They will take care of you. Mark Anidjar, Glenn Levine, Ellie Anidjar, major supporters of this show. So I got to make sure if you need some help out there because you've been in an accident, they're going to support you as well. Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys, 800-747-FREE. That's 800-747-3733. Let's start with the Miami Heat. Come on now. Last night, very difficult to beat a team back-to-back games. That's what the Heat were faced with last night against the Atlanta Hawks. And the Heat, they're getting a much better effort this time from Trae Young. I was figuring, hey, the Hawks have been here for several days. You may have South Beach flu going on. That's not what it looked like last night. The Hawks came out, made like 14 of their first 16 shots. They're smoking the Heat early on in this game. Another game where the Heat give up either 70 or close to 70 by halftime. I think they gave up 68 last night, but at least they were back in the game by halftime. I think it was 68-63 at halftime. No Kevin Love last night, so you had Max Strus who got the start. And you got, look, the story of the game, and you know the way Spo likes to do this. You figure, okay, Caleb Martin will be back with the starting group. No, he wants to keep the rotation as close to normal as possible. And that means, hey, Caleb Martin's going to come off the bench. I dig it. So Caleb Martin still came off the bench. He had Max Strus starting, and the bench last night was the story. Obviously, you got a huge game from Jimmy Butler, but you look at the Heat bench last night, we're talking a combined 59 from the bench, led by 22 from Victor Oladipo, who, if I didn't know better, Victor Oladipo had a great game. You also had 21 from Caleb Martin. You had Duncan Robinson with 14. 49. That'd be amazing if Duncan Robinson had 49. Robinson, they dusted him off. He had 14 last night, and that was to go along with Jimmy Butler's 26 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. The Heat really played an excellent offensive game. The Hawks aren't any good. But the key last night, you get that win last night, and now you manage to put yourself up a couple games in the loss column over the Hawks. That's important because it's looking more and more like the Heat are going to be in the play-in. They're 3 back in the loss column of Brooklyn. Major wasted opportunity when they lost that game to Brooklyn a couple weeks ago. But you want to stay in that 7 spot. If you're in the 7 spot, or the 8 spot too for that matter, if you're in the 7 spot, you have 2 chances to win 1 game. And if you're in the 7 spot, you have 2 chances to win 1 game with both of them being at home. So being that 7 team, that 7 seed, very important. And now the Heat are 2 up in the loss column of Atlanta, 3 up on Toronto and Washington. So that's what you're looking at right now. Really fun game last night. Came right down to the wire again. You needed the Heat to make big shots all throughout the game, which they did. The Heat, it was their best shooting effort of the season. What Miami hit 16 total threes, I think it was last night. Let me see for the sake of accuracy purposes. Yes, 16 of 29. But the part that I think brought us all off our feet, what was it, late third quarter? Victor Oladipo having himself a game. He got up after this one.
Hunter turns it over. Bam with the steal off the Martin poke check. Robinson for Oladipo. He jumped right out of the building. quarter for Victor Oladipo. A 20-point game for Victor. And the Heat with their largest lead thanks to 6 straight points.
Oh, Duncan put this one out there on a silver platter. And Victor Oladipo finished it well. Catch and crush right there. Heat by 4.
Excellent pass, too, by the way, by Duncan Robinson. That's not an easy pass to make, but Vic got up there. He threw it down. He hung on the rim. I thought that was the coolest part of the game. I yelped so good. Whoa! Like on the ZASLOW family room couch. I was way into it last night. Really fun game. Here was Oladipo after the game talking about getting up after that one.
Honestly, I've been trying to catch a live all year, to be honest with you. But no, all seriousness, it worked out great. Got out on a break. Big shout out to Duncan, man. That was a great pass by him. And, went up and finished it. So, felt good.
Vic, your percentages have obviously kind of been up and down this year, but with your shot, especially from 3, has this been one of the kind of a case where the shot has felt better than it looks as far as the results?
I'm just going to keep shooting. I'm not really going to think about all that. I really don't know. I'm not really concerned about, the past and what the year has been and the up and downs. I'm just going to hoop like I know I can. So, obviously, my road has been different and, things have been different. This situation is different, but I'm just going to continue to keep making the most of it and just being aggressive.
Happy for Victor Oladipo. If I know better, Oladipo had a great game last night. So Victor Oladipo leading the way off the bench with 22. Jimmy Butler 26, 9, and 9. And the Heat now, they got 2 more games on this homestand. Next up, it's Wednesday and Friday, Cleveland Cavaliers. And we'll get to the Cavs. Huge win for the Cavs last night. But the Heat have Cleveland Wednesday and Friday as this very difficult homestand continues. But a game last night the Heat absolutely had to have. I think you feel pretty good about it. Yesterday, the NBA, they rescinded Giannis Antetokounmpo's triple-double. We know what happened the night before. Clock's running out against Washington. He decides to stand under his own basket. Just kind of, he gently taps it off the backboard, gets his own rebound, and that's his 10th rebound in the game. They give him the triple-double. The NBA rescinded it, which is the right move. It's the right move for a couple reasons. Number one, I was really surprised Giannis did that. Giannis doesn't want triple-doubles like that. When Giannis' career's over, he has X amount of triple-doubles, he's always going to remember in his head, yeah, but that one was bullshit. He's always going to remember. The NBA rescinded it yesterday because it's bullshit. And you know what else? The scorekeeper, and it wasn't a home scorekeeper. The game was in Washington. The scorekeeper, how about you do a little bit of a better job? That's not a rebound. That's not a shot. And that's exactly what the NBA said. In order for a rebound to count as a rebound, an attempt to make a shot needs to take place. Otherwise, he could have stood there, chucked the ball up the backboard 10 straight times in a row. Now he's got 10 rebounds. No. There was no attempt to actually score the basketball there. That's not a rebound. Excellent job by the NBA rescinding it. I was surprised Giannis did it anyway. That's the right call. The big news around the NBA, though, still continues to be Ja Morant. And as of right now, as we're recording this right now, the NBA is still investigating everything. I guess. I haven't heard from the SALT, commissioner in professional sports. Where's Adam Silver? The players run this league. You got a player who's now been running around, causing he's beating up 17-year-old kids. He's going to the mall, potentially his crew beat up a security guard. He's got his crew getting banned from the arena in Indiana because they're causing trouble near the court. And then after the game, we're talking laser guns with the traveling party of the Indiana Pacers. And now, after all this commotion around him, he's so tone-deaf, Ja Morant, that he turns on the Instagram Live, says, you know what I'm going to do here at the club? I'm going to show everybody my gun, which he may or may not have carried with him on the team plane, which is not only going to get him in trouble with the federal law, but it's going state to state, but it's going to get him banned from the league for a long time if he brought that gun on the team plane with him. That's going to be a major problem. Can the commissioner of the NBA? Can the softest commissioner in sports say something? Or is he so afraid of his players? I mean, I come from an era where it was David Stern, who, make no mistake about it, was in charge of the NBA. This is a disgrace. Where's Adam Silver? Can you say something, or are we so afraid of the players in this league? We're so afraid of the player empowerment that we're not going to say anything about what's going on with Ja Morant. So we don't have any new news there as far as Ja Morant goes. But I got to tell you, I keep hearing, and we talked about it yesterday with our pal Raja Bell, and I keep hearing, how Ja, he's going to go get help. He's away from the team now. It's indefinite. I don't know that he's going to be back this year. I think the NBA is going to have to come down hard on him. I don't know what they're waiting for, but I think the NBA is going to have to come down hard on him. He's going to be gone for a very, very long time if they find out he had that gun on the team played with him. A very long time. But this kid's out of control. And I hate the he's 23 stuff. He's an adult. At 23 years old, and you're surrounded by this controversy, you're out of control. You're so tone deaf if then your next move is to go on IG with a gun. I don't have sympathy for people in his position behaving this way. And you're not going to get sympathy from the public either when he's 23 years old. He's got all eyes on him. He's about to get paid $200 some odd million. He's super famous. He's living the lap of luxury and it's super stressful. He's very stressed out. So he needs his guns. You're not going to get any sympathy because most of us out here don't have any of those things that were just mentioned with Ja Morant, and they're not going around flashing guns and beating up 17-year-olds. You're not going to get sympathy from the public. And I'm sorry. I guess I'm not empathetic to the stresses of being Ja Morant. This is someone who's choosing to be out of control. And choosing to be out of control while with guns involved, and in this country's current climate, this is what we're doing. And by the way, has anyone asked LeBron? LeBron cares about gun control. He made that clear a few days ago. Has anyone asked LeBron about it? LeBron gets very upset if you don't ask him about Jerry Jones being in a picture back in Arkansas in the 1950s. LeBron chastised the media about not asking about that. Well, LeBron cares about gun control. Somebody asked LeBron about Ja Morant and the guns. Or is that out of bounds? Oh, okay. Can't wait to get chastised. Can't wait for the media to get chastised again by LeBron. Looking forward to that. Talk about hypocrisy. So, nothing new right now on Ja, but I already told you my stance on it. I'm out of the Ja Morant business if I'm the Memphis Grizzlies. And the idea that if you think these 4 incidents, beating up the 17-year-old, flashing a gun at him, the incident with his crew at the Pacers game with the Pacers traveling party, incident at the mall with the security, and we got guns with us, and now this here on the Instagram Live, bringing guns potentially across state borders, maybe on the team plane, and flashing the guns on Instagram Live. Amidst all of this, if you think these are the only 4 times that this has happened, that he's been involved in these kind of incidents, and he's been caught all 4 times, wow, this is the unluckiest kid ever. If you believe that, listen, you're an idiot. How many times do we actually believe that Ja Morant is behaving this way involving guns? It's got to be a lot more. We only know about these 4. I don't know that Ja Morant's going to be back in the NBA for a long time. At least not this season. And it's such a bad look. Like, if we want to talk about basketball-wise, the Memphis Grizzlies, they're the chattiest team in the league. So much talking, and they've completely imploded for the stupidest shit. It's such a bad look for the Memphis Grizzlies. So nothing new as far as Ja goes, but you know where I stand now. Told you yesterday as well. I don't have sympathy for stupidity. I got sympathy for someone who has problems, but I don't believe that's the case here. I don't believe that's what's going on here. This is someone who's acting a fool, and I think it's insulting to people who do have mental health issues, that now he is using that crutch to go away and get some help. Nah, I don't buy it. I'm not sympathetic toward this situation for Ja Morant. I don't have sympathy for stupid. I think that's the easiest way to put it. I don't have sympathy for stupid. The Panthers tonight have Vegas. This is a very, very big spot for the Panthers because the Vegas Knights, now I'm not going to the game. I'm not trying to go to the game either. My younger son, Jordan, he's got basketball practice. I told you, I got that going on. Look, priorities, all right? So we got that, and then I'm going to come home and I'm going to watch the Panthers. But the Panthers have a very, very tough game on their hands tonight. Last night, by the way, was a good night for the Panthers because Capitals, Senators, and Sabres all lost. They all lost outright. They did not go to overtime. So the Panthers, they're tied in the standings right now with Buffalo, with Ottawa, with Washington, and they all lost last night. So they lost one of their games in hand and didn't gain any points. So the Panthers, it's a four-way tie with 68 points, 3 points back of number 2 wildcard team Pittsburgh, 4 points back of number 1 wildcard team the Islanders. The Panthers have a game in hand on the Islanders. The Penguins have 2 games in hand on the Panthers. Huge win by the Panthers over the Penguins over the weekend. Everybody knows that. Tonight, though, the Panthers have the Vegas Knights, who are the best team in the Western Conference. The Knights, 82 points. They're tied with the LA Kings atop the Pacific Division, also atop the entire Western Conference. So this is a huge game for the Panthers. So you got the Panthers tonight. You also got WWE NXT. Look, I'm going to be all dialed in on the Panthers. I'll watch NXT afterward. Matter of fact, I haven't even finished watching my stories from last night. Monday Night Raw. I keep seeing stuff flash across the internet off of Twitter. Huge Monday Night Raw last night. I know at the end of the show. Oh, Jey Uso. Sami Zayn acknowledges Jey. Jey returns last night, and he stabs him in the back. He chooses family. He chooses the bloodline. Jey, he turned on Sami, and then they beat the shit out of him. So clearly we're headed toward KO eventually forgiving Sami. I know he didn't forgive him last night. Sami tried. Eventually forgiving Sami, and they're going to take on the Usos, presumably, at WrestleMania 39 next month. And you would hope that they're going to take the belts off the Bloodline. That's where we're at right now. Oh, well, the Bloodline. Oh, my God, what a story. So I can't wait this afternoon. I'll catch up on my stories from last night. I watched probably the first hour of Monday Night Raw. And then I got very busy last night. I'll have to tell you, I also got tired. I got to be perfectly honest with you. I got tired. All right, so like I said, today's a big news day, though, for the NFL. Franchise tags, Lamar Jackson. Yesterday, Derek Carr, big money. Geno Smith, big money. What's going on, Aaron Rodgers? All right, so we're going to talk in a moment here to NFL super agent David Cantor. Love when he's on the show. Always super strong opinions from him.